I'm incredibly busy and I don't know what I'm doing, but evidently I'm doing a lot of it. Welcome, and then one more hearty welcome to Bangs and Botox, Women Who Wear Aging Well, brought to you by, me, Diane Dean-Epps, author of Bangs and Botox, the humor book, comedian, teacher, baby boomer, writer, Mimi and mama to the second power. I'm a woman with a big voice. Woo! And big ideas and lots to say about what I believe is our shared experience. This podcast is about many things: empowerment, freedom, laughing at the silly everyday occurrences in life. And it's about encouraging you to own your space and place in this world. While it's true that this is a one-woman, all Diane channel show, meaning there aren't any guests, it's designed for you, the woman who is wearing aging well. And about that aging part, Bangs and Botox isn't limited to the over 50 crew because, let's face it, we're all aging. Even though the content may not always be a direct hit on the vagaries, trials, and tribulations of aging, it is always on point from the standpoint of the content when viewed through my lens as an aging baby boomer woman who's an active senior navigating the crazy cultural landscape that we've encountered. It's developed over decades of living off the mat. The themes vary. This show, and really most all of the shows, revolves around being good to yourself, treating yourself, and celebrating you. Yoko Ono has a really nice quote along those lines. She has this quote to say about it. Be kind to yourself this evening. Buy something for yourself. Treat yourself to a meal. Look in the mirror and give yourself a smile. This sounds ready-made for pinning onto a sticky note and placing it right there on your bathroom mirror, doesn't it? And as it is my usual, the welcome mat is always out for you, my male listeners. We're all dealing with societal expectations, career pressures, family stress, and relationship challenges, just to name a few. We all love women or a woman. And even more importantly, we all love and need to laugh. So here's to finding humor anywhere and in anything we can. It's a slice of wonderful to be here with you today for our comedy clatch that I refer to as Sit Down Stand Up. Last time we talked about superpowers and how everyone possesses an exceptional skill or natural talent where they excel uniquely. Superpowers, senior and otherwise, can be a mixture of the serious and the humorous. Maybe you're a gerbil whisperer, an accurate weather predictor because your achy trick knee talks to you when a certain weather front is coming in. Or maybe you have a photographic memory. They're there, albeit some of them might be, weird. Like one of mine, which is I can make any situation awkward. And that's where we left off. Today's topic goes to the holidays because, per my earlier comment, I'm nothing if not thematic. Specifically, I'm going to fangirl over caffeinated beverages, the gift that certainly gives all year round, though I can't imbibe it like I could in days of yore. And it's my only take a walk on the wild side beverage, unless you count my once every fortnight ingestion of kombucha. We're going to talk about how you can easily access bliss and fulfillment during the holidays in 'Tis the Season for Foofy Drinks. And that will be the Story Time with Diane segment a little later in the show. Oh, sure, we spend time with family, friends, people we manage to put off for the rest of the year, but we have to meet up with during the holidays. Sometimes these are family and friends, sometimes coworkers, or a combination thereof, perhaps. We try to keep it calm during this season, but it is difficult not to hear the revving up of the retail engine and respond in a very Pavlovian way. to the call of the financial wilds. But there needs to be a modicum of me time, too. Before we get to those, I want to ever so briefly mention you can engage with the subject matter and me, only if you want to, of course. Bangs and Botox is distributed free by a number of providers, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all listed on my website at Diane-Dean-Epps-writing.com. There you'll find loads of goodies, including the Bangs and Botox podcast tab. And if you should find yourself on DianeDean-Epps-writing.com, there is a spot for you to send along a comment to me. So please do. So back to this topic about aging and holidays and what we can and can't do and how things look. My dad used to always say to me, time goes faster and faster as you get older. That simple but oh so true statement wouldn't really land until I hit my 6th decade. And I'm especially feeling it the farther I travel down the aging continuum. I mean, think about it. Witness how long the summer felt. I mean, back when I was a mere lass, it felt like it was an entire year instead of a 3-month span, give or take. That always strikes me when the holiday season arrives and it feels like I just took down the tree. Okay, well, you got me. My husband takes down the tree. Okay, so it feels like I just took down the Christmas village. All right, yep, it's true. That's my husband's bailiwick again. Maybe the outdoor lights? All right, never mind. I'm now realizing I do precious little in the decorating for the holidays department. Well, this year I did install new solar candy canes. One for me. Does it count if they're not working? Because they're not, and I've tried everything. I don't know. Hello, universe. Diane here. Are you trying to tell me something? Maybe it's let my husband continue to do the wonderful work that he is doing during the holiday season and, well, the rest of the year. So now that I'm lactose intolerant, gluten intolerant, and, well, fun food intolerant, I need to plan out my treat schedule meticulously because there's no way I will permanently eschew all of these yummy offerings. This means I need to provide ample room in my active senior schedule for subsequent downtime due to the results: nausea, hives, and gastrointestinal mutinies. Well, I'll refrain from providing you with the details on that last one. But I will proceed with my once upon a time, there was a woman who calendared her caffeine by seasons. I give you, it's Foofy drink season. We're now fully in the throes of yummy holiday beverage treat time. Yes, 'tis the season for Foofy coffee drinks infused with peppermint, pumpkin, caramel, gingerbread, and eggnog yumminess. Yum, 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 yum. I love my coffee, and at no time is it ever more apparent than when I'm headed, well, anywhere, because I like to go get coffee. But it's just extra apparent during Foofy coffee season. It's my jam. Well, one of them. I have many jams, as you've probably gathered if you've been listening to the podcast. However, there is one major problem. When Foofy coffee season ends, I need a 12-step program to get off the stuff. While I enjoy those bright flavor notes in the early days, the discordant jonesing I experience when it's all over leaves me with a bitter taste in my mouth and not in a good, hey, that's some intense French roast way either. My first memorable experience imbibing fancy coffee drinks with built-in expiration dates was when the cinnamon dolce latte was first trotted out. Do you remember that one? Its tenure as an offering was relatively short. They introduced it. Many of us got hooked. They pulled it. I asked about it. It wasn't coming back. And then suddenly it was. And then, sherp! That's the sound of the cinnamon dolce syrup vat running empty. No more good time juice for me. Why? Well, evidently they'd gotten the information they needed. 48 hours is about all it takes for us Java junkies to get hooked on a drink we'd never even heard of the month before. When they took away my Dolce Vita, By discontinuing the cinnamon dolce, I must have stood staring open-mouthed at the revised menu for a full 5 minutes. I just couldn't wrap my underserved, addled brain around the fact that during that particular blessed season, it was late September, I couldn't have my blessed roasted gourmet drink that I wanted. Worse, when I inquired as to the future of that fine brew, I was told it was just an experimental run. They weren't even sure it would return. Ever. What? How can this happen in America? Is this some sort of governmental plot designed to keep the little people down and non-energetic? Hot, foamy tears of denial welled up, threatening to spill onto my light jacket, along with the coffee jacket sitting on the counter. I wanted to scream irrationally, "Give me my drink!" The only reason I didn't is because A, my husband elbowed me, letting me know I was holding up the line, which is one of his pet peeves, and B, I'd already created a scene by knocking over the gift card rack as my hands also struggled for some sort of self-control. I was a wee bit shaky, and I'm also clumsy. I will talk about that, and I have talked about that. So the rest of that gloomy season of Foofy coffee drink discontinuation is a flat white memory. I had to go cold turkey, which meant managing the detox process. If not by actually consuming cold turkey, then certainly by consuming anything else that was hot or cold or marginally edible. Well, in short, I ate my feelings. Well, as it does. Time passed, a year or so. I recovered. And then the holidays were upon us. We're all aware the true holiday season begins with the October arrival of that most propitious of calendar moments, the unveiling of the pumpkin spice latte. Oh, I was back in the game. And, well, I've really never looked back, except for, during this show. While most people look forward to dressing up for Halloween, I look forward to dressing up my caffeinated beverage with a sweet whipped cream hat and layers of sensory goodness, all buttoned into a cozy cup sleeve ensemble. Now, the months that follow are enriched by the added bounty of multiple specialty drinks rolling off the production line, ensuring I'll be dwelling in my espresso-fueled happy place. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. Oh, the drinks I've discovered. The creme brulee latte, the caramelized apple cappuccino, and who can forget the simple but exquisite gingerbread spiced coffee drink? Yum, 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 yum. It's joy to the world every ding-dong day during the holiday season as I traverse the world with my daily luscious libation clutched tightly in my little mittened hand. Now, I know these sweet treats are knock your Christmas stockings off high in calories, so I just work out like 14 times a week instead of my usual 10. I'm also willing to skip entire meals just to savor these treats, sparing no expense either as I purchase one top dollar beverage after another with verve and plastic. Yeah. At this writing, we're right in the sweet spot of Foofy coffee season. But I feel trouble brewing. That's why I'm determined to be ready this year. That's my dog, Lenny, and he's happy that I'm going to get ready this year too. Because after all, I know the drill. By nature, I'm a perky person with a can-do spirit, so I've got this. I'm fluffing out my imaginary cape as I yell, "Cafe LA, I'm all in, baby." Let the games begin. I'm interspersing my holiday treats with frappuccinos, so I'll be ready. What do you think? Is that a good plan? I don't know. I'll have to report back to you. Before I get to my recommendations, I call them the somethings. I'm going to introduce a short segment that's the opposite of to-dos, aptly called to-don'ts. And I have two for you. Number one, don't pair one of your favorite new, I was already my favorite and it was new, sweaters with a zip-up garment you put over it, no matter how cool the look is. I put a vest over it. Wait, what, Diane? Why? Well, because, dear listener, I'd like you to learn from my recent Dear God moment. The zipper evidently was dragging along my sweater every time I moved. I let out or let in breath, anything I did, and it pulled out so many threads that by the end of the day, it looked like I was wearing shag carpeting instead of a really cute sweater. Boo! Oh, the second one, it goes to things I can't do. I told you fun food, and oh my gosh, all the comfort foods are my favorites. I love things like especially mac and cheese. So number 2, don't do this. If you know that you are lactose intolerant, do not double down within a period of 2 days and have every meal include a dairy product. This is not going to end well, and it will not change the result that is you eventually will face the reckoning your body has ready for you. Is there such a thing as death by dairy? I don't know. If there is, man, near death, I'm telling you. So, take it from me. Don't push it. Okay, I'm going to wildly change the order of my show this time too. So I'm going to do the somethings, and then I have a little bonus Christmas column that I want to share with you called Christmas Tree of Controversy. So the somethings, these could be social gold for you, especially this time of year when you're struggling to make conversation with your partner's weird uncle who never seems to miss even one family event. So something I'm reading. Got a couple of great recommendations featuring older protagonists. The first one being The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. When retired math teacher Grace Winters is left a rundown house on a Mediterranean island by a friend she hasn't seen in decades, there's some real magic that starts happening. Being a big-time fan of theme, this plot delivers on great ones like hope, reinvention, and, well, it's just never too late for anything. The next one is, it's great too, How to Age Disgracefully by Claire Pooley. I mean, when I saw that title on a shelf, and I was at a real indie bookstore that had a shelf, I was in. It's about a colorful group of seniors and a teenage dad who form their own community when they meet up at the local community center. I think I said community as though it had 12 syllables, but I'm gonna let it go, man. They bond over trying to save the community center from closure, and there are so many messages about stereotypes and societal expectations for aging, and it's great. It's really positive. So big thumbs up. Something I'm doing. Well, I'm knitting elf on the shelf clothing. I know. I can't believe I'm doing that either, but I'll tell you, whatever the grand Twinkies are doing, I'm all in to participate. The tally thus far is 1 scarf, 1 mini skirt, and 1 boot. Fingers crossed I can get that second boot taken care of, but the instructions for these teeny tiny accessories are no ho 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 joke. A little something I discovered in the helpful for your self-care and maybe some pain relief product department. I'm going to probably massacre the heck out of this, so I'm going to give it a whirl though. So Ayurvedic massage oil for arthritis and joint pain is called Darasena. There's a stress on the third syllable, they tell me when I Google that. Malus tail is the second part. So look, it's online, Darasana Malus tail. I'm not going to lie. The smell is not awesome, but it's a little reeky in the beginning. But you do get used to it, and it is effective as all get out. Something I'm watching. I'm a not so closeted Hallmark fan. They have some pretty cute series along with those luscious rom-coms. And have you watched any of the signed, sealed, delivered postal detectives movies or shows? Okay, they're so cute. They're called the Postables team, and they solve the mysteries behind lost letters and packages. There's just so many comedic interludes. It's cute. And, isn't it nice to have just some programming that, doesn't have any heavy lifting? That's how I feel. The Voices of Fire documentary on Netflix. Whoa. This is so amazing. It's about a gospel choir based in Norfolk, Virginia, and it's formed by Pharrell Williams and his uncle, Bishop Ezekiel Williams. The talent, the heart, the inspiration. In my dance set, I added one of their songs called Joy, and this is just a must view, no matter what your spiritual leanings are. The next recommendation, well, it's a very inappropriate show. Yes, please. And it is also on Netflix. Gosh, why am I not getting some sort of kickback? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I'm not famous. But okay, that's fine. It's on Netflix and it's called Minx. And it is wonderful. It's about the beginning of a magazine that is supposed to be for women, and it's supposed to be about feminism. It reminds me very much of my early days back in college during the 80s when there was a magazine called The Playgirl. And did I subscribe to it? Yes, I did. You know I did. So anyway, that is really good. 2 seasons of that one. On Hulu, I binge watched The English Teacher. I mean, I'm an English teacher, so I work very part-time now, but I'm still one. And how I wish I could have gotten away with the sarcasm, the wit, and the standing up for important issues that I see in this show. It's created by and starring Brian Jordan Alvarez, and the writing is exquisite. It's just gotten better this 2nd season. Last one, while I'm on the topic of fabulous shows set at schools, there's a big shout out I got to give for Abbott Elementary. I adore this addictive and delicious offering. It's just like Dove chocolates. I mean, I have a hard time limiting myself to just one. All right, here's my little bonus story column for the holidays called Oh, Christmas Tree of Controversy. Trees. Oh, converter of carbon dioxide, emitter of oxygen, rife with all manner of positive symbolism such as growth, life, and knowledge. They're genuinely nature's good guy. Well, until Christmas time, that is, when regular old evergreens transform into seasonal symbols, eliciting spirited debates. That's when the Douglas fir really starts to fly, and away we go in a manger. Like so many insidious instruments of divisiveness, it goes by many ambiguous names. However, no matter which way you cut it down, whether you call it a Yule tree or a Christmas tree or a holiday tree, it is most assuredly a tree of controversy. You see, when I was growing up, a Christmas tree, it was just a Christmas tree. The majority of the people I knew who celebrated Christmas had a pine of some sort that it was a version of our own slightly spindly, tinsel-enhanced tree. Now, the rich folks had flocked trees, the 70s debuting the daring pink flocked conifer. Ooh, it was gorgeous. Absent a tree, there might have been a menorah or some other cultural talisman for the season, and there wasn't really much ado being made about the having or the not having of a Christmas tree. Nevertheless, to quote that iconic song by the Byrds, the times they are a-changin'. Fast and furious, may I add, to the point that it now seems like there is no cultural practice in possession of immunity in terms of public controversy. To summarize the political hullabaloo that rages on each year, it seems several people have had their mellow harshed when other citizens force, I'm going to have to put those quote marks around that, them to gaze upon a Christmas tree when it's so not their thing. Therefore, the Christmas tree has become a non-deciduous symbol of incitement. We have a version of this in our family, but it's not so much about having a tree as it is about what type of tree we'll display. So, to summarize the domestic hullabaloo, it seems several family members have had their mellow harshed when other family members, get those quotes out, force them to gaze upon a type of Christmas tree that is so not their thing. Think the Douglas Fraser balsam fir versus the blue Norway white spruce versus the Scotch white Virginia pine. I know. Maybe don't think of it, huh? Now, when we finally do settle on the appropriate type of tree, we encounter the next lightning rod of controversy centering around choosing the perfect specimen. During this process, our family uses technical terms like bushy and branchy when communicating our desires and expectations, which apply to our prospective tree. Whether we adopt the aforementioned bushy or branchy oxygen producer, is dependent upon who won the rock, paper, scissors contest for that year. In any case, one thing is for certain. No matter what, we will acquire a tree that is much too tall and way too wide for our domicile. So this means my husband needs to prune the tree before it can assume the vertical position in our living room. Thus, he steps into his annual non-nativity related holiday role of Edward Scissorhands, slicing away until there's more tree on the floor than will find its way into the tree stand. No matter, the end result is the evergreen is now lofty, poised, and looks as though it was meant for its special corner. You know, this whole photosynthesizing symbol of joy and unity that is the Christmas tree as part of our holiday tradition is a lot like childbirth. I seem to remember only the joy of the result, not the pain. Well, until the next time. All right, before I yodel out, that's a wrap. Let's get to our closing essential question. This episode's essential question goes to your bliss. And I mean those small daily moments of bliss you can access anytime. I remember reading something years ago about making sure you have joyous places you go to that aren't super far away, like I only feel whole when I'm in Scotland hanging out in castles. That's where I belong. Well, unless you live in Scotland already, if you're dwelling in Northern California, for instance, you just might be consigning yourself to living bliss-free for years, decades, forever. We can establish the in our backyard, maybe even literally places where we can access immediate bliss. I access it through simple things like a well-crafted latte. I've gone into that ad nauseum, have I not? And ooh, those beautiful, fun, scrumptious, spontaneous, and creative grand Twinkies of mine. Now, that may be a topic for another show, how those incredible humans are encouraging me to be an even better human myself. So here's the question part. How are you setting yourself up for living in blissful moments? You need those. You deserve those. And they're yours for the claiming. What or who offers you bliss? That's a wrap for this week, dear listeners. Our experience is a shared one. Thank you for letting me share this time with you. You'll find me wherever fine social media channels exist, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, where I can be located under my alter egos of Ms. Right and Ms. Right Now. I'd like to extend a special invitation for you to subscribe to my LinkedIn newsletter, which is called Ms. Right Now. I'll leave you with this wonderful Joseph Campbell quote, making this a 2-quote show if you're counting. Joseph is the incomparable mythologist and hero's journey guy. Here it is. Follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. Don't forget to buy yourself a little something, something, and then look in the mirror and give yourself a smile, because you're superb. Until our next Bangs and Botox, Women Who Wear Aging Well Comedy Clatch podcast friends.